This Vancouver Canucks season has been a weird one. All the video you're seeing in the background has been recorded by myself. So there's been a lot of ups and downs. The fall from grace from last year is very real. Starting off, we had Thatcher Demko. We had no clue if he was even going to play. When he was going to play, we thought he was going to start playing right away. Then he missed some of training camp, and then he missed more of training camp. Didn't play in the preseason, and then it came out that he wasn't going to start the regular season off. Comes back in November, plays a few games, plays really crappy, gets injured again right before Christmas. Comes back, starts playing crappy again, and then starts stepping up right before the Four Nations break, and then he got injured again in a game either versus Colorado or I think it was Toronto. But thankfully, the Vancouver Canucks made the fantastic decision of signing goaltender Kevin Lankinen from the Nashville Predators and Kiefer Sherwood, who set the NHL record for hits in a game versus the Rangers yesterday. And now those two pickups were massive, especially coming from Nashville, a team that they played in the first round of the playoffs last season. And, well, Sherwood was noticeable. Lankinen didn't play, but Lankinen has been fantastic for Vancouver this season. And it has been amazing to see, because if Vancouver didn't have Kevin Lankinen, Vancouver would probably be bottom 8 team in the NHL and nowhere close to a playoff spot. So, thankfully, Kevin Lankinen has been on the Vancouver Canucks this season and not a team like the Edmonton Oilers. Now, the Canucks in the first game of the year were up 4-1 and blowing the lead to the Calgary Flames, who they are fighting for their lives with for a playoff spot. And they got off to a rough start. They were horrible at home to start. Unreal on the road, though. Like, they started, like, Lankinen to the record for, the best start on the road for a goalie in NHL history. Starting, 10-0-1 or something. I had to see their first home win of the season live against the Pittsburgh Penguins, which you saw in the video earlier. That game was unbelievable. But there was some rocky stuff, like Pettersson was horrible to start the season off, and that was a massive thing. Like, Pettersson and Miller just could not coexist, and it got very evident around probably November or December that they just couldn't coexist anymore, and it felt like they hated each other's guts, tried to deny it to the media, but everybody else was coming out and saying that was false in the team and in the organization. So that messed it a lot with the chemistry. And I think that's the biggest reason why Vancouver is as bad as they have been this season. It's been a struggle, and that definitely did not help. So when the Vancouver Canucks, or when JT Miller quietly requested a trade out of Vancouver, everybody's saying the mistake of should have kept Miller over Pettersson, and it's like one wanted out, one didn't. You trade the guy who didn't want out and who was not also playing good up to his standards. He was also on a big contract, and he was 32 at the time. He still is, but he is fantastic. I love JT Miller, but I think that was the right move, getting rid of him, and you pick up a young forward in Philip Hedl, who is fantastic. He's fast. He just has a lot of concussion issues and ended up suffering one a few games ago against the Chicago Blackhawks on a really, really bad hit from Jason Dickinson, a former Canuck. And they also acquired Victor Mancini, who's been a beast for them on the blue line. And they're because of this, and then they also acquired a first-round pick from the Rangers, which they then flipped a few hours later to the Pittsburgh Penguins to pick up Marcus Pettersson, who is unbelievable defensively, and Drew O'Connor, who has been amazing for the Vancouver Canucks, which is awesome, and it really changed their outlook of the team, really got rid of some scoring, but really good defensive team now, and it's just weird to see, because 5 years ago they were horrible defensively and amazing offensively. Now it's kind of changed this season. Although I think next season they will be way better offensively than they have been this season. Overall, their Achilles heel this season really has been their ability to stay healthy, and the whole shenanigans between JT Miller and Elias Pettersson. It got rid of JT Miller. Their injuries are still killing them and have been all season, and didn't help that last night, or yesterday, that JT, or both Elias Pettersson and Niels Hoglander, who's been fantastic recently, both of them, both got injured against the Rangers, against JT Miller. And that's not going to help their playoff push if they're out for a long period of time. I don't think they're making the playoffs. That's my opinion. Let me know in the comments below what you think.